Hi, I'm Jeannie Becker. Yves Saint Laurent's longtime business partner and friend, Pierre Bergé, once said that the famous designer was born with a nervous breakdown. And in the light of all his battles with drugs and alcohol, sometimes it did seem unlikely as to whether the designer would continue. But carry on he did. And in this, his 30th anniversary year, Yves Saint Laurent can celebrate still being at the top and having secured a place in fashion history. It was a virtual love-in at the Opera Bastille in Paris, where a crowd of 2,800 came to pay tribute to the man who's still called the King of Fashion. Besides the hundreds of Yves Saint Laurent employees, there were the famous faces who have been loyal friends and clients over the past 30 years. The anniversary extravaganza also included seldom-seen film footage and a parade of 100 models wearing evening clothes from various stages of his career.
It's a symbol of a man's work in a way that is unique and pure, and it shows the visionary quality. It shows that he has suffered to give women something that's unique.
Ce que j'aimerais refaire, c'est redevenir très très jeune, parce que je n'ai pas tellement... j'ai eu tout de suite beaucoup de responsabilités, et ce que je voudrais, c'est faire des bêtises. En fait, d'être sage.
Fame came early to Saint Laurent. Born in Algeria 55 years ago, he was 19 when Christian Dior hired him to be his main assistant. 2 years later, Dior was dead, and Saint Laurent named head designer of what was the most successful couture house of that time. In 1960, Saint Laurent suffered a nervous collapse after being called up to serve in the French army. After being released from a military hospital, he discovered Dior had replaced him. So the designer and his friend, Pierre Bergé, made plans to open their own couture house in 1962.
And I remember the first day with so many people. It was so crowded in the house. Everybody was there, and the press, and the buyers, professional buyers, and private clients, and it was incredible.
Did you know that it would become this?
Yes. I never doubt.
Like that. Okay.
Bergé is the one who makes sure Saint Laurent gets what he wants. He's also managed to guide their business into one with sales in the billion-dollar range.
What is important in fashion business, it is not the businessman. Businessmen are important, of course, but first you have to find a fashion designer. And you know there are many, many businessmen, but very few fashion designers.
The success of Saint Laurent is credited to his ability to reflect the mood of the time into his clothing, thereby influencing what women would wear, whether it was the sexual liberation of the 60s or making it fashionable for women to wear pants to the office.
I think Yves, with before him Chanel, is the most influential designer in the world.
My first memory of him is actually not of him, but of a photograph that I saw, I guess, in French Vogue of Picasso wearing the first see-through blouse, you know, with a smoking jacket over it.
I was very young, and I wanted this dress to go to a presentation to the Queen in London. And it was a very beautiful Russian-style dress, white crepe and completely embroidered in red like a child. It was so pure and so beautiful.
How long Saint Laurent will or can continue depends on him and on his health. Some say his influence is on the wane, while others compare him to the eternal phoenix.
Sometimes he goes and he rumples around in the ashes for a bit, and then he comes up absolutely splendid, does miraculous collections.
He's still the king of fashion. And I'll be coming to see his collections as long as he does them. And I think a lot of people will come as long as he continues to show. We'll all be here.